Welcome back. Well, every month we make it a point to see what part of our beautiful state Arizona Highways magazine is highlighting, and usually it's just the editor-in-chief Robert Stieve who joins us. Well, today we're joined not only by Robert, but by the guy in charge of all the magazine covers this year, Tucson artist Chris Gall. Gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Alex.
Of course, Chris, you said you've actually been on the show a few times.
I have.
So it's nice to have you back. And Robert, of course, we have you all the time, so it's nice to see you again. But Chris, I want to start with you. How did you get involved with Arizona Highways magazine exactly, and how you got involved doing the covers for them this year?
Well, it kind of all started about maybe 4 years ago, and they had run a story on me, actually, about my artwork and my career and so forth. And then that led to an assignment to do an actual illustration for one of the stories on the inside. And I had done several of those, and one thing led to another, and then I had an idea for doing a whole bunch of posters for them, and they liked the idea.
Well, it is a wonderful idea, and you are the envy, I'm sure, of a lot of artists.
I would think so.
Featured on Arizona Highways magazine, especially painting the scenery of our beautiful state. So do you sort of paint them as you go, or did you already create all 12 for the whole year?
We're still in process. I think I have 3 left, and though, because you have to work ahead several months for publication. So, but I do them one at a time. I didn't leapfrog any, and I didn't do them all, simultaneously.
Yeah.
So.
And you've always sort of been a landscape artist, or is that something that you just recently
started?
No,
I've only started Arizona Landscapes recently, and that's thanks to the assignments with the magazine. Before that, I'd been an illustrator and an author for decades.
Well, okay, so you're not new at this,
right,
but definitely
that's
at the Arizona scene. And Robert, I mean, there has to be certain challenges associated with doing something like this. I mean, you want to keep them all sort of different, right?
Yeah, and it's a big deal for us to move away from photography on the cover, and Chris's work is so incredible. We knew that it was a good thing, but we wanted to make sure that each one was different. We wanted to so we sat down, came down to Tucson, met with Chris, and we wanted to make sure one had a night sky in it, one had water in it, and we had to figure out where the fall color was going to go, because we identified the places around the state that we wanted to feature. And so, for Chris, the challenge was trying to keep all 12 different, but also maintaining a similar theme and feel to all the covers.
Well, and I'm sure the reaction from readers, it's been pretty positive, right? What have they been saying?
Overwhelmingly positive, yeah. I mean, there are a few subscribers who, wonder when the photos are coming back. That's not a criticism of the art.
Of course.
And, and the magazine has a long history of featuring illustration and artwork on the cover. Maynard Dixon and Ted DeGrazia and a whole list of artists have graced our cover. This is the first time in history, though, where we've done 12 issues, so we're excited about it.
Well, it's very impressive, and one of the themes that I saw this time was you had a road in the cover, and we actually have a picture of that magazine cover. And there's actually a cyclist, too, which if you look very closely, I think
yes,
right near the...
That's the payoff.
Yeah, where the sunlight kind of comes through.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a great observation, and that was one of the things we talked about with Chris up front, was a lot of what we call vintage travel posters and that have this kind of feel to them are usually limited to the landscape. And so it was important to Chris, and we totally agreed that we have a human element in each one of these. So when we did Saguaro National Park a few months ago, we had a picnic table in there, and I won't tell you what's in the Chiricahuas, but it might be the best payoff yet.
All right, well, we're looking forward to that. And as always, you brought us a set of pictures of what we can expect for the next issue.
Yeah, we always have photos.
Yeah, we love them. And what's going on here?
Well, here you're not too far from where we're sitting probably now, as you're at desert level looking up at the mountains, and certainly all your viewers are right now watching the thermometer get more and more, inching toward 100. It's like, ooh, those mountains look better every day. So that's sort of our establishing shot. But the focus, of course, the Santa Catalina Mountains.
Right, and hopefully as the weather heats up, we'll get more rain, more water coming through, and what's going on here? Sabino Creek, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Sabino Creek. And, the Catalinas aren't, as you know, you guys live here, but, to some of your viewers who might not be as familiar, I mean, it's not just the peaks. It's not just up by Mount Lemmon, the desert down below Sabino Canyon. And as you know, Alex, we feature the whole state and see a lot of beautiful stuff, but I mean, there aren't many canyons around our state more beautiful than Sabino.
Green Mountain Trail.
Yeah, we do a lot of hiking too in the magazine, and lots of good options up there in the mountains, but the Green Mountain Trail is one of our favorites. And like a lot of the trails up in the Catalinas, you can use a car shuttle system. Usually there's an upper trailhead and a lower trailhead, so if you only have time to go one way, you can set it up. And
very dramatic photo here.
Yeah, we keep waiting to see the Sasquatch go right through there, but
Maybe after the show I'll run through.
But yeah, you know, that really, you know, typifies what you get up in the Catalinas. That's fog, you know.
Beautiful.
So people who think the desert is all dry.
Right, and Cathedral Rock to finish us
Yeah,
off.
that might be one of the most beautiful shots we've seen, you know, and as we've talked many times, photographers wait for light, and certainly Jack Dykinga, another Tucson artist, photographer, made this great photograph.
Beautiful. Well, this is really only the tip of the iceberg, of course. People have to pick up the issue to see the rest of the beautiful pictures and read the great articles you guys always write. And Chris, again, congratulations.
Thanks so much. Yeah, it's been great fun.
Yeah, well done on all the covers. We can't wait to see what you guys come out with.
Thanks
so
Al.
much for joining us. Now, to subscribe to Arizona Highways Magazine, just call 1-800-543-5432 or visit arizonahighways.com.